Remember when TikTok used to be childish dances and e-boys gyrating their hips for views? Now everybody has a podcast, is selling a book, a supplement, or their 10-step program. Just recently we had that Ty Lopez wannabe talking about how you don't need weekends. Weekends are for lazy, smooth-brained babies. Are you a baby? And he also doubled down and said that if slaves didn't have time off, why should you?
Slaves worked all the hours they were awake for their entire lives. I think if they can do it, so can I.
Really? But guess what? He had a book. But that was so last month, because now we have a brand new alpha in town. And no, it's not me. Women are here to procreate with us, raise our children, and nourish those children. Am I wrong? Oh my god, can he say that? Cron. Oh, great. Lucky us. He has a brand new book.
So how do people make millions of dollars in real estate?
Let's go through the checklist to see if Cron fits the alpha bill. We should deduct him points for having the Kardashian K's. Teaches me to become a millionaire. Check.
Becoming a multimillionaire is a discipline.
Does he try to sell me on supplements? Check.
I'm going to live to be 144 years old. These are the supplements that I take to get me there.
Does he have a podcast? Well, I don't think he has a podcast, but he's got the right setup for it.
Here's the problem with teaching kids about the game of money.
Does he try to sell me on a book? Books. Yes, he does. And bonus points if you're into crypto or real estate. I think he's into real estate. I think I saw it somewhere.
So how do people make millions of dollars in real estate?
If I scroll on TikTok, I'm gonna find maybe 15 other cookie cutter versions of Chris with a K. He isn't anything special. They're all rocking slacks, they all have bald fades, and they're all trying to get me to drink athletic greens.
Got my athletic greens.
But the reason I'm talking about Chris today is because of what he said about teachers. Fat teachers.
The day I pulled my kids out of school was when I was in a parent-teacher conference and the teacher was 200 pounds overweight.
Whoa, let's stop for a second and see if we can get some context. A business coach sparked outrage saying he pulled his kids out of school because the teacher was 200 pounds overweight. Oh, okay, I guess there's no context needed.
The day I pulled my kids out of school was when I was in a parent-teacher conference and the teacher was 200 pounds overweight. And I looked at her and I said, no, you're low energy, you're depressed, you're spending more time with my kid during the day probably than I am. And I'm concerned with the amount of influence that you're exerting because what you're teaching is not what's in the book. It's how you're living your life. You are not an inspiring human being.
Where is he getting this from? He got depressed, low energy, uninspiring from a glance at his kid's teacher? Was he expecting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to be teaching his kids? Not everyone's gonna be stick thin with an upbeat attitude. This isn't Abbott Elementary.
To equate weight with morals and how much you care about yourself and what your influence over children is just absolutely ignorant and asinine.
Teachers are overworked, underpaid, and they usually become teachers because they love kids.
My teachers get a $10,000 raise every year. They're $70,000 to $80,000 a year. And then I get to pick the teacher. I'm picking the coolest, most experienced, fittest.
Oh my God, he used a picture of The Rock. He really does think teachers should look like The Rock. I was only joking. He really thinks that teachers should go around with their pecs bursting out of their shirts while they teach trigonometry.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I don't even know what Chris with a K really does. His website describes him as an investor, a business coach, an author. Looking at his resume reminds me of restaurants that serve Indian, Italian, Thai food, and Jamaican. There's no way any of the food is going to be that good if you have that many choices. So what does he do? Here he's teaching me how to live longer on supplements.
Resveratrol and NMN, both of these really extend life. This is where I'm taking my TRT, my testosterone. I've got a lot of stuff here for my digestive system.
My stepper gon' rush him if I press the button to drippy the scuff. The blick in the duffel, it came with.
Here he's telling me how to become a millionaire.
If you want to become a multimillionaire, you need a really dumb basic blueprint that will work every single time, no matter what.
Oh wait, he's also a personal trainer.
Skipping leg day is for losers.
After he made the video about the 200-pound teacher, I think that's his most watched video. No wait, it's his third most watched video. One of his most watched is talking about how poor you are.
And if you're middle class, you're poor.
If you're middle class, you're poor.
You're poor.
Frick, I'm in poverty then, jeez.
You're poor.
Anyway, he did a follow-up video to the 200-pound teacher video, just in case people in the back couldn't hear him.
The teacher in your kid's life is going to spend more time with them than you are. So ask yourself, have you qualified this individual? Do you agree with their existential approach to life? Do you agree with what they feel their purpose is? How much life experience they have? The choices they're making in their personal life? Health?
Or how fat they are. Are your teachers out of shape? That's not good.
Health?
If your kids are taught by somebody who's out of shape, they're gonna grow up to be criminals, be dumb as rocks. Don't take my word for it. Do your research.
Or what would it be like if you could handpick the mentor for your kid? That's what happens when you homeschool your kid.
He says that he homeschools his kids because he can handpick his teachers, which is great. He can choose how thin they are, how strong they are. He wants them to be the perfect weight and size. I'm guessing around 6'5", 260 to 280 pounds.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I'm so tired of online gurus trying to sell me their way of living.
When was the last time you had a multimillionaire step in your shoes and give you a custom game plan of how they would do it all over again if they started in your shoes? It's for losers. You're middle class, you're poor.
I was going to make this a much longer video. I was actually going to buy his book and see exactly what he's shilling. Running out of time. Only 1 day, 11 hours, 10 minutes, and 38 seconds to claim my bundle. But I was looking at one of his books on Amazon, and there's an audiobook component to it. I think he even... Oh my god, he does. Author and narrator, Cron. But one of the reviews that I saw here, he says, "This is a great book with inspiring messages based on real-life experiences. Please note, there are attempts to sell some products and courses throughout the book. So I paid $12.99 for the book, and now I need the DLC to unlock my full potential. Great! This is the Trojan horse to sell me more programs." What is this, the freaking Blizzard game? The hustle of these people are all great. They can do whatever they want, it's fine. Sell your 10-step programs, sell your ancestral tenants. I can't even say it without choking.
People ask me to elaborate on the 9 ancestral tenets.
Do your thing, do whatever you'd like. Just stop yelling at me and telling me I'm poor.
Skipping leg day is for losers. You're low energy, you're depressed, and if you're middle class, you're poor. You are not an inspiring human being. This is my 5-hour morning routine.
Let's end this video by listening to Cron's morning routine.
4 a.m., I've got 2 seconds to get out of bed, and I start listening to 20 minutes of an inspiring book on double speed.
Okay, so it's 4 a.m., usually the time that I go to sleep, but he's waking up at the crack of dawn listening to a audiobook on 2 times speed. And he has 2 seconds to do this, the second his eyes open.
Ready, I'm getting to the gym, and I'm going to do 40 minutes of cardio. So as a bodybuilder, I mostly do elliptical or incline walking, and that's kind of boring for me, so I layer it with my meditation.
Regular working out is such a snooze fest for this guy. He's done it all before. He's seen all of the gains, but so he needs to meditate while he does his elliptical work. I can respect that.
Then we're going to step into our creation room, and we're going to proactively begin focusing on the results that we're creating in our life that haven't manifested yet.
So he has a full room that's dedicated to vision board making, manifesting all the things in his life that he doesn't have yet. Is his teachers thin enough? Are his kids in shape?
Then we shift into 2 hours of very aggressive lifting. After 2 hours of lifting together and with our friends, my wife and I will spend an hour together working on our relationship. Then we'll spend an hour with our kids.
By my math, it's 8 a.m. currently.
And we focus on life lessons over breakfast. And breakfast is that non-negotiable with me and my kids, because that's the one meal we do together every day. That brings me from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. and now I'm ready to start the day. I feel great. I'm ready to go.
What a bunch of nonsense. Why was there money on the table the entire time? Is it supposed to inspire us? This guy spending 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. meditating, listening to audiobooks on 2 times speed, working out, bothering his wife and waking up and his kids so he can have breakfast with them. I don't buy it. When are you going to sleep, sir? 7 p.m. Thank you everybody for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave me a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I'll be back with something brand new. Maybe some life advice? I don't know. Should I start shilling some books? How long did you sleep? 8 hours? Are you a baby fetus? I don't sleep. I take naps throughout the day every time I blink. Does he hit on his head as a child? When I go to a restaurant and they ask for tap, I spit in their face. I say, grab me some Perrier or nothing else. Real men aren't afraid of a few bubbles.